space in life between the shadow and the light side is so close together. Nothing is plannable, and here at my farm life I never know what happens, what happen and the next day. So you never know, will it be a good day or will it be a horrible day, because every day it happens something that you never thought that it could happen. What happens today was also not plannable, and I don't thought that it would be happen today. So I had one positive thing what makes me really happy and make me smile, and very close to the happy side there was the bad part of life. Something happened what makes me really sad. Open the doors from the barns is one of my favorite parts in the day, one highlight that I have every day, because it is always nice when you hear the voices from the animals. The sheep are ma ma, and the gooses are chip 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 kak kak kak, and the ducks also kak 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 kak. And here in the background you can hear the small chickens. And the adult chickens are also making a loud noise, and it is always a big, yeah, they are also excited to go out, to go at the meadow and run free. But today everything was difficult. Hey, oha, mein Freund. Du guter alter Kerl, hm? Chibi, 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 chibi. Chibi, 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 chibi. Chibi, 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 chibi. Chibi, chibi, chibi. Kim? Chibi, chibi, chibi. Magst halt keine Streichleinheiten, hm? Kim? Chibi, 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 chibi. Chibi, chibi, chibi. Chibi, chibi. Chibi, chibi. When you see my last video about my self-sufficiency farm, you maybe think the negative thing what happens is Oha, my eldest sheep. But no, maybe you remember I called you that my oldest sheep was very ill, and we had the pet vet daily here. But no, he's fine. He's not, his health is not perfect now at this point, but he's going better. So the bad point what happened here today is another reason. I opened the barn here from the chickens and the ducks and the gooses, and I had a few that I never saw before. I was shocked, and I thought this was the fox. At the beginning, at the first look, I don't know what I should think about it. So I don't know what happened here. I opened the door and I had a horrible view. One goose is laying here at the ground, dead. And around here it looks like you opened a down blanket, because here are everywhere the downs from the goose in the whole barn, and I had no idea what happened here. schöne da. At first I thought this was the fox. I checked the goose and it is nowhere hurt. It has a little bit blood out of the nose, but that was it. No signs of scratch or teeth, nothing. So when there wasn't fox, he would dig a hole into the barn from outside, but I can't see anything like that. I told you in the last video that I had a problem with rats here. So I had often fresh earth at the ground here from the barn, and there is also a big hole. But I think it is not big enough for a fox, so I will show it to you what you think. But I think the theory with a fox who is killing here is not right, because when a fox came into a chicken barn, he will kill everything. He is, we call it Blutrausch. That means he is high from the blood and he will kill every animal or only left a few one. He kill much more than he can eat, but I think this is not what happened here. This is one of the holes where I talked about. Of course, here it is clear this was not the fox. This is definitely from a rat. Here in the last point of the barn is this fresh air. So at the first sight you can thought this is from a bigger animal because it is a lot of earth. But when you check the hole, you see that it is really small, so never ever can a fox fit through this hole. It is definitely from a rat, but they make a massive movement from the earth here. Just in one night, yesterday it was not there, so there had to be a lot of rats. Oh, I hate them so much. I will never find out what is really happening here this night, but I have a theory what could happen. So we will never know why, but yeah, I think that this goose is died naturally this night. So when a body is dead, after a few hours the body is you can't move it anymore because the muscles are so strong. And then a few hours later you can again move them. So with this science you can find out when an animal or a human is died, when it happens only in the last hours. So, and I thought that it was no fox, maybe this goose was ill. I don't saw any sign of illness in the last days, so he walked around and eat and nothing specially happened. So I thought this goose is dying in the middle of the night because now the muscles are not, you cannot move them. And the other two gooses make this. So this sounds horrible, but I think this is the reality, because the gooses want to see everything, and with their mouth they are snibbling at every part. They always come when I had a ring or a golden bracelet or something else at my hands. They want to touch it with their mouth. And I saw it in the early morning hours when they had light. They scratch with their mouth at the dead goose and put the feathers out. This sounds horrible, but I think that this is the truth. So the gooses don't eat meat, they only eat everything what is green here around in the meadow. I thought they just won't look why this goose isn't moving anymore. I had no other idea what should happen here. So at first, as I see that this goose is dead, I thought, wow, this is, at one part it is sad, and at the other part there is a lot of meat that you can't use. So I've bought those gooses not for eating. They are my alarm system here at my farm, because nobody can come without they are calling me that someone is coming. So they're making a noise when they see that another person come too close to the farm. So this is the reason because I had the gooses, and they are really friendly. I really love them. So there was the emotional part that I was sad that this goose is dying. Ah, they do it again. So they at my tripod from the camera. Yeah, this was the one part, and the second part is there is so much meat. I won't put this meat only in the trash. When you buy, oh, I had to hold the camera because otherwise it will, you don't have a good view. So the other point is that when you buy a goose in this age and they run free, you can buy it here between 90 and 120 euro. So this is very much money, and I don't want to put it away. But this was my first thought, and then yeah, I make more thoughts and I can't use this meat. At first I thought maybe I can eat this meat because it was cold enough this night, but then I thought no, I can't eat it because the clotting of blood, where the blood gets very strong and isn't liquid anymore, this starts after 10 minutes when an animal or a human died. And then you can't get out the blood of the body. So you have the blood in the veins, in the whole meat. And when I hate something, is it that I had blood in my meat. So eating itself is no reason. Then I thought I can feed it to the dogs. So this is so much meat. It was enough for a whole week to feed my 2 dachshunds. But I can't do this also because I don't know if this animal was ill. I don't know if the goose is ill or not. Of course, I can open it and check the organs. Often you see at the organs, at the liver, if the animal was ill or not, but bacteria are not visible, so it could also be that this goose had an infection, and you can, or the dogs can get ill from this animal. And also after 30 minutes, when a human or an animal died, the decomposition process is starting. So it begins at the origins. Yeah, nobody would eat an animal what is dead after so many hours and when the decomposition process is starting. So it is sad, but I can't use it in no way. Monte, bist du gut, gell? Ganz brav. Ja. Bisschen die Nase kraulen. ist das gut, huh? Ja. Na was? Noch nicht genug? And like every time, there is a shadow side and a sunshine side. So as I open the barn from the chickens, I hear that there is a new small noise in the sheep barn. And I was right. In this very cold and freezing night with minus 4.5 degrees is this small, beautiful, cute male lamb born. And really nice one. So the mama is calling for her baby. I had to take it back. But maybe you know a perfect name for this beautiful little life. Da schnaufst du, gell? So verschmust. So verschmust bist du. Oh ja. So you see, it is never boring at the farm. Every day happens something new. Not always nice things, also bad things, sometimes horrible things. Sometimes I lay in my bed at night and I thought, wow, what a day. It was a horrible day, and if I could choose, I would forget this day and put it out of the calendar. It never happens. You never can plan anything. When you open in the morning the barn and you see, oh, one animal needs help, you had to call the vet, they need a doctor. You had to do it. So the healthy from humans and animals is always at the first point. This is the importance point of all. And if you had to do something, what is also important, that one day you had to choose what you do at first. It is always a struggling between all the things you had to do. Your to-do list from every day is so long. And sometimes I just thought about why I do this, why I choose this life of self-sufficiency. It is too hard, it is too much, you can't handle it. You don't have enough time. Your day had also, like every other person, 24 hours. It is not enough. And then there are the other days where everything works so easy, everything is fine. The weather is great, the animals are sweet, you can collect some fruits out of the garden and you're happy, and then you thought, yeah, this is it, because of this I'm doing this, because of this I love self-sufficiency. But yeah, the space between the two parts is always very small, and you had to look that there are more positive days as negative. It is not always easy. So, if you find a nice name for the little male lamb, let me know it. Please write it me here down in the comments. So, every sheep had a name, because I can say exactly this is this and this sheep. They look all different, so I know exactly what sheep is it. And if you find a nice name, let me know. So, this was again a small view into my farm, into my life, into the self-sufficiency. It was not planned today, this video, but what happens, happens. You can't change it. Yeah. So have a nice time. We see us again in the next video. Bye bye.